Hello friends, welcome to my class today. This class is the continuation of the last nursing foundation class, that is factors influencing health. Today we will see the causes and risk factors of developing illness. So first we have to know what is illness. Illness means it is any deviation in the normal functioning of the body. Okay, that means it is any deviation from the normal functioning of the body, and the way the person responds to the disease is called as illness. Okay, so if there is some problem in the normal functioning, so the normal functioning is any problem in the physical functioning, psychological functioning, social, intellectual functioning of a person, and the way he responds to a disease is called as illness. So coming to the causes. So causes of illness. So there are more. Coming to the causes. So there are so many causes of illness. So first cause is the biologic cause. So biologic cause may be due to any infectious organisms. So infectious or pathogenic microorganisms. So when the pathogenic microorganisms enter into the body, our body starts producing chemicals to destroy the bacteria. Thereby the antigen is the foreign body, and the antibody in our body starts fighting and they start producing the disease. So person can get illness. And next is the physical. So physical can be any changes in the environment, that is any cold, hot climate, any radiation or any pollutions in the environment which can affect the human being. They are called as the physical cause of illness. And next is the psychological cause. So psychological cause is due to stress, tension, fear, anxiety and emotions. When the person is not having balance in emotion, and if there is excessive stress, fear, anxiety, then the mental health of the person is affected, and thereby he gets psychological illness. And next is genetic cause. So genetic is also called as hereditary. So most of the genes are transmitted from the parents to the offspring. Okay, so genes transmitted from parents to offspring. So if the parent is having any disease, then they can transmit to the children. So some diseases, they follow the generation, so they are called as genetic or hereditary diseases. And next is idiopathic cause. So idiopathic is certain diseases occur where the cause is not known. So without any cause, sometimes disease can occur where we cannot identify where the cause is. So idiopathic cause is the cause is not known. Sometimes without any proper reason, the person can go for illness. That is called as idiopathic cause. And next is the traumatic cause. Traumatic cause is due to any falls, injury, accident. The person can get the illness. Then we call it as the traumatic cause. And next is iatrogenic cause. So iatrogenic cause is also called as hospital induced. That is, a person may come for some other disease, but due to any negligence by the healthcare team members, or due to any infection which is present in the hospital, it can transmit to the to the patients, and thereby from one person they can get infected. That is called as iatrogenic cause, which is hospital induced. And next is neoplastic cause. So neoplastic is due to some chemicals or any radiation which can cause cancer related diseases. That is called as neoplastic. That is, our body cells, they start multiplying in a abnormal way and they start producing tumors. So that is called as neoplastic cause. And next is congenital cause. This congenital cause may be due to during the development of embryo or the growth of fetus. So that is when the baby is developed in the womb. So during the embryo development or when the growth of fetus, if there is any malformation in the structures of the baby, then the person can go into illness. That is called as congenital cause. So these are the major causes of illness in the illness. Okay, so other than this, there is also community related causes of illness, which is epidemic. So epidemic is the sudden outbreak of a disease in a particular population. So this can be sudden outbreak of disease in a particular population. So there are certain infectious diseases which will come in a particular population suddenly and they vanish suddenly. So for example, the Nipah virus, the SARS, the Ebola. So these are some viral infection which suddenly came into a population and they vanish. So they are called as epidemic. And endemic. So endemic is certain diseases, certain communicable diseases, they are always present within the country. So always present within the country, then it is called as endemic cause. So that is, for example, like tuberculosis, malaria, these are present always within a country and they produce the disease. So that is called as endemic cause. And next is pandemic cause. So it is a sudden outbreak of a disease to a larger population. So that is all over the world. So larger population, when so many people are affected and so many death occurs, they are called as pandemic, like the COVID-19 which is now present. And next is sporadic cause. Sporadic is a disease which is present in particular in some areas, and this disease comes at a particular time. So in a particular season or particular time of the year, the disease will come. They are called as sporadic. Example is the dengue like infection. So these are the community causes of illness. So next, going to the risk factors of illness. So risk factors means it is any condition that increases the chance of developing a disease is called as risk factor. Okay, so when a person is exposed to some condition in which the person can get the disease, then we call it as a risk factor. So under risk factors, there is family history. Okay, so if there is a person in a family with some disease like diabetes mellitus, cancer, hypertension, stroke, then it can follow the children. So if there is any family history of disease, then the children also will get the disease. So this is one of a risk factor. And next is age. So according to the age group, the person is risk to some particular disease. Like toddlers or school going children, they are more prone to get pneumonia, whereas elderly children, they get they get this hypertension, stroke and other. So according to the age, there is some diseases which are occurring. So they are risk to certain diseases. And then coming to the gender, same way males are risk to certain diseases like stroke and heart attack, and females are risk of developing osteoporosis and arthritis and other disorders. So like this, some diseases are risk to male and females. And next is lifestyle practices. So the way we follow our lifestyles, the cultures, the beliefs, everything can be a risk factor for causing the disease. Okay, under lifestyle process, again it is the habits. So like if a person have the habit of drinking alcohol or cigarette smoking, tobacco chewing, taking drugs, or these habits can produce the disease. And next is the sedentary lifestyle. Sedentary lifestyle is when the person is not doing more work. Okay, so when the person is just sitting and whiling the time without any work, then the body metabolism is not formed, so thereby energy is not released, so the person will go for cholesterol and obesity related disease. So they are risk to cholesterol related diseases. Same like physical sedentary lifestyle, physical inactivity. Okay, so this may be due to some disability or something, the person is not able to do any exercise. Again physical inactivity, the person can prone to so many diseases. And next is diet. So if the diet is deficient of any nutrition, and if the diet is deficient of nutrition, then the person will go for malnutrition disorders. And next, the culture, beliefs, customs and religious practices, they also according to the religion and according to the culture and beliefs and some practices which causes risk to the person. If they follow those culture and behaviors, then the person can be those habits and those behaviors can be a risk factor for developing the illness. So these are the risk factors of illness. Hope you would have understood the class. Thank you, students.